Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2017. Now today I will be using, or this week rather, I will be using the top two decks that got, or that placed at Dallas Regionals. So we're going to see Xander Pero's Mega Gardevoir list, which I did go over on last week's video, and then we will see Igor Costa's Mega Mewtwo. Now if you want to see the deck analysis for this, I'll leave a link in the description down below. It's a lot more detailed, and I just wanted to showcase the list right now, but I'm gonna skip the deck analysis part and I'll jump straight into the games so that you guys can actually see how the deck works and how it flows, and we might have a little more time to squeeze in an extra game perhaps. So let's do this. Mega Gardevoir. Mega Gardevoir was a really good choice for this Dallas regional, I would say. It has okay matchups against Greninja and Volcanion, and then it has really good matchups against Yveltal and Mega Mewtwo. So definitely a very solid choice. And a very solid choice as well if you're going to Athens, I would say. Now, due to the Shaymin requirements of this deck and the two Hoopas, I believe this is probably the most expensive deck in the format right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it is the most expensive deck in the format, but you also get to reap the benefits of that. Now, I don't know what we're up against. We might be up against Valplum Toolbox, which would actually be quite problematic, I would say. Thankfully we did get to go first, but we do not have any sort of information on what my opponents might be using. So with that in mind, let's search for these three Pokemon. Let's find the two Gardevoirs and the Shaymin. Our goal will be to KO this Jolteon on turn 2. So I would really be able to, really like to be able to have my turn to Mega Gardevoir. But I'm gonna have to draw energy off of the Shaymin, and I'm grabbing the Mega Gardevoir because my other Hoopa is priced, and we do find energy. Okay, that's pretty great. So we don't get a super explosive turn, but we get an okay turn. And we do threaten that Jolteon for next turn. And wow, it's actually Rainbow Road. And my opponent passes. Okay, so here we have a really good chance, I would say, if we can find another Ultra Ball, to find Hawlucha. I guess I'll play the Dragonite. I'm not gonna end my opponent. My opponent didn't do anything at all. So if we find a Hawlucha or an Ultra Ball, we will actually be pretty good here, I would say, because we will be able to KO that Xerneas. There's a Hawlucha taunting us. Let's see if Shaymin can find us a Hawlucha or an Ultra Ball. Okay, so we do find the Ultra Ball. That's pretty great. I'm guessing then we won't really need the fairy drops, and I do want all of my supporters here though. Hex Maniac to prevent possible draw, although Hex Maniac and Lysander is kind of redundant, so I'll just look for this guy. There's Hawlucha, and then we can Lysander if he does evolve into another Xerneas. And now we have to discard five Pokemon off of this. So Hawlucha, Shaymin, Dragonite, Shaymin, and Hoopa. Seems like a good deal. That's 110, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Xerneas, yeah. That should be enough damage to KO the Xerneas here. And that was a pretty good turn. That was definitely a pretty good turn. And we find an escape rope of our prizes. Find an escape rope of our prizes. My opponent does top deck Shaymin. He does find another Xerneas. So now And he does end. Okay, so we lose the Lysander, but there is a chance we might be able to find it. Okay, so our hand is actually not too great because we're not going to be able to KO the Jolteon. And my opponent, wow, he's getting a pretty explosive turn off of that Shaymin top deck. There's a Volcanion, there's another Shaymin. So if he finds the elixir, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If he finds the elixir and another Pokemon type, okay, he doesn't. But if he had, wow. If he had, we would have been in quite a bit of trouble, I would say. Okay, so let's super add back the Dragonite, the Hoopa, and the Hawlucha. Yeah, those three. Because those three can find me some of the other Shaymins, except for Hawlucha, of course, but they can find me the other Shaymins. And there we go. Okay. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have gotten Hawlucha then. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten Hawlucha. Okay. Fine. Let's get back. Yeah, I shouldn't have put Hawlucha back. If I had Hawlucha right now, this would be absolutely great. Although my opponent would probably just promote Volcanion, so maybe not that great. I'm gonna get rid of my Shaymins. Unfortunately here for only one card, but I'd really like to go the Jolteon. And I do find a Mega Gardevoir, okay. It's not gonna help me right now though. I'm gonna Despair Ray. And in order to KO, I have to discard the Gardevoir. Which I wish I didn't need to do, but the two price benefit is just too good. It's just too freaking good. Okay. Yeah, the fairy drops are pretty much not important at all. And then here would kind of be devastating. My opponent does find a Max Elixir and hits. So he's definitely not out of the woods yet. But he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Yeah, just 5 types. He needs 2 more different types of Pokemon. So maybe he should have sacrificed a Shaymin instead of the Jolteon. But he's missing 2 Pokemon in order to one-hit KO my Mega Gardevoir, if I'm not mistaken. He does Sycamore, so he's going for it. He's definitely going for it, and that means we don't lose our hand this turn. We do see the end for next turn, but at least we don't lose our hand this turn. And there's another energy, so wow, there's a Xerneas break. That makes it a bit harder to KO this Xerneas with the current hand we have. Let's seal off the damage, because we're gonna burn those cards anyways. Let's attach an energy, and see, here there's 2 things I can do. I can Sycamore away, hoping to hit more Pokemon, or I can Brock. But because my opponent does have the N in his hand, I feel like I have to. Well, I could end myself, but then I wouldn't KO. Hex Maniac's not really that important. So should I or should I not Brock's here? I'm not. Yeah, see, the thing is, I'm gonna be, if I get a KO here, I will only need 1 Lysander to win the game next turn. So that's obviously really good. And I do find Hoopa, and Hoopa should be able to find me. Okay, so just 1 Dragonite. But that Dragonite will will find me 2 Shaymin. Right? That's what I want? Or do I want the Gardy? No, my Mega Gardevoir is in the discard pile. I would need to use up a turn. I have the Lysander right there. I might even just use up my Mega Turbos, honestly, and attach as many things as possible. Okay, yeah, I'll grab 2 Shaymin, and I'll attach a Spirit Link right there. This is all to thin out my deck. I'll attach the Fairy Energy right there, and then I still need one more Pokemon. But I'm gonna keep 1 Shaymin in my hand because after he ends me... Oh, great. That's actually great. Drawing the Rattata. Because I can thin out my deck. Okay. So now after he ends me, I'm gonna have 2 Lysander and access to only 1 Shaymin though. But I can also KO the Xerneas back, so that's pretty good. And because of that, Xerneas break has 150 HP. Yes, I'm gonna keep the Rattata in my on my bench, so that I have 1 discard for next turn to KO that Xerneas. And yeah, there's absolutely no way my opponent doesn't end me. And I even find Hoopa off of the prices, which is another out off of the end, which I can use to find Shaymin. So that's pretty cool. Well, he gets back the break though, which the break is bad news if he hits it right now, because I don't know how easily I will be able to deal 150 damage. He also needs to find the DCE though. Yikes. So he will find the break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 different types. Oh, he chose the wrong. Oh, he didn't find the DCE. Oh, he actually did not find the DCE. Okay, I will take that. I'm gonna play the escape rope. He should promote Diglett. He should definitely promote Diglett. Maybe I should have retreated. No. Well, I could, just to draw an extra card. I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna maximize my chances of hitting this Lysander. Okay? I should have 2 Lysander in my deck. And that means I will, and I'm going to draw a clean 6 cards. Yeah, okay, so it does promote the Diglett, which is obviously the best play. I'm gonna retreat here, and then I'm going to play the Mega Turbo, recover that energy onto the benched Mega Gardevoir. Then I'm gonna play Hoopa, which I did get off of my prices, and I did top deck as well. And yeah, there's the 2 Lysanders, so odds are in our favor to draw the Lysander. If we find the Lysander, we can Lysander up Hoopa or Shaymin and win. So let's see if we can hit it here. And we do. We actually do hit it. So that's gonna be the game. That is actually gonna be the game. We're gonna deal 280 damage. So yeah, pretty dominating performance from Mega Gardevoir, honestly. Pretty dominating performance. Really no complaints here. The deck played out beautifully, and my opponent's deck definitely stumbled quite a bit. But even if he had found the DCE, we did end up drawing into the Lysander. I mean, we would have drawn one less card. We definitely would have drawn one less card, but I don't think the last card we hit off of the Lysander was that one, and I mean odds were that we were going to draw it, I think. So we would have been okay. Hello, Jammer 87. Okay, so we got a pretty okay hand, I would say. My opponent is going first, and I doubt he's playing a Genesect deck. So, well, he's not playing Genesect, but he is playing Magiarna, which is bad news for us. There's a Hoopa. Yeah, Magiarna is such a bad card to be seeing right now. Such a bad card. Such a bad card to be seeing right now. Wow. Okay, so we are up against the auto loss. There's absolutely positively no possible way no possible way for us to win this match. Not after my opponent isn't dead drawing. If he's running Scissor, he might not have well, he might be struggling a little bit. He might not have the I'm being dumb here, guys. Okay, so we're not even gonna be able to find. Okay, that's not cool. Yeah, as I was saying, I mean, our only chance here is to get out the Shaymins and the Hoopa. That's our only chance. If I use this, I mean, my opponent probably doesn't play double colorless energy. Maybe he was trying to retreat and then use a Mega Turbo. Maybe. Wow, he goes into Shaymin. That's pretty surprising, to be honest. Off of the 3 cards, yeah, we don't have anything going either. So, I mean, if I found energy and my opponent doesn't do anything, then maybe we can do something. He does attach to Magiarna though, so he's pretty okay with my decision not to attack Magiarna. It does confirm that he doesn't run DC. He really shouldn't be running DC in that deck. Wow, he actually decides to go after my Shaymin, so now we have a duel for the ages. I'm just gonna straight up Sycamore here. I lose my Spirit Link, which I'm not a fan of, but at least we get out of the hole we are currently in. I don't think the fairy drops are going to matter at all, so I'm gonna discard both of them, and I'm gonna try my best to set up here. Let's go for the Hoopa. Let's play down the Sky Field. And I mean, there is a chance if we find a Mega Turbo plus an energy off of this Shaymins, we could actually take a KO. That would mean my opponent would KO me back though, so maybe that's not my best play here. Maybe my best play is to have consecutive Gardevoirs attacking the Magiarna. Okay, so I do find an energy, but I do not find the Mega Turbo, so I'm not even gonna attack just yet. And playing Dragonite right here would not be a great idea, I don't think. I attached to the other Gardevoir simply because my opponent could retreat Lysander KO my Gardevoir, my Mega Gardevoir, so that way I don't lose all my energy. Now the good thing here is the fact that if my opponent attacks with Magiarna and gets a one-hit knockout, we can return KO. Okay, he's gonna Lysander something else, apparently. Yep, he's gonna go for it. For the Gardevoir. I hope he has a way to retreat. I generally wouldn't mind that. Okay, he just passes though. We do, however, find an escape rope. The issue is the fact that, well, he might just bring up a Shaymin. If we can get back-to-back Gardevoirs, I feel like we have a chance. If we can get back-to-back Gardevoirs. Okay, he does promote Scissor though, which is kind of the same, I guess. I should have benched the Dragonite. Well, whatever, it's no big deal. Okay, so I do find an energy. I could choose to go for... Okay, can I KO Scissor here? Do I want to KO Scissor? Probably not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just damage Scissor. But I'm not gonna discard anything. So I only deal 90 damage. If, for whatever reason, he can't, no, I don't know. This is such a weird game. Okay, he passed. He drew pass. He's draw passing. If I Lysander up the Magearna, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 170, 180, minus 20. Yup. I have the KO here, actually. I generally do have the KO. So that's pretty cool. And I even have the Dragonite to recover afterwards. So this is just so sick, guys. I mean, the only reason this is happening is because my opponent is completely dead drawing. Okay, Magearna has 160 HP minus resistance, that's 180. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. There we go. That's a clean one-hit KO on a Magearna EX, the only Pokemon that had energy from my opponent's side of the field. We actually have 2 versus Seekers as well, in order to KO a Shaymin and or a Hoopa, and even the Scissor EX. So this is pretty sick, and my opponent actually decides to promote the Scissor immediately. That's what he decides to do. And now his Zoroark is not a threat anymore, which is pretty good news for us. Definitely pretty good news for us. He does top deck the Sycamore now, so there is a chance he will find Spirit Link plus Energy plus Mega Scissor. There is a chance of seeing that. I would also guess my opponent... Okay, he decides to attach to the bench Scissor. That's great. That's actually pretty great. Basically, all I want now is to thin out my deck enough so that I'm gonna take a KO right now on the active Scissor. Well, no, actually, he might stand in. That would probably be the best play, to stand in right now. But wow, we might actually beat a Mega Scissor deck with Mega Gardevoir. Purely because my opponent bricked really hard though. Purely because of that. No other reason for us to win this match other than that. But hey, it can happen. It has happened to me. It has happened against me. So yeah, that clean KO on Magearna was pretty sick. Pretty sick. Okay. My opponent decides to limit his own bench to 3. So he's probably going to discard both Shaymins. No! What? 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 That is so heartbreaking. And now my computer has frozen. I have no idea what is going on. Okay. No. Oh. Okay, guys. So I will pick up back the video. You're going to see a cut. I will see when I can record once again, and we will get to see at least one more game of Mega Gardevoir. But yeah, that's really unfortunate. We were going to beat Mega Scissor. Oh well, that happened. So I'll see you guys in 1 second. Well guys, sorry about that hiccup. Unfortunately, apparently the servers went down for whatever reason. I've been trying to log back in for nearly over an hour now, and I hadn't been able to until now. So, really unfortunate because, well, I think we were going to win that match. I'm pretty positive we were going to beat Mega Scissor. It's one of those 1 in 100 games where everything goes right your way. I mean, thinking about it, in a scenario where you go first and you are able to Lysander like Shaymins and Hoopa, then maybe that's where you are able to take a win off of Scissor. Probably not in a best of 3 though. But looks like we're up against a mirror match, so this will be pretty interesting here. Resource management is going to be very important. The fairy drops might actually come into play, and mulliganing against a mirror match, obviously not ideal. That hand was pretty good as well. And yeah, here in the mirror match, it's gonna be wow. I hope I can find a Sycamore off of this trainer's mail, or at least an Ultra Ball. I mean, I have outs here, but this is definitely not the start you want to see. Oh, but it's not a mirror match. We're actually up against Mega Altaria. Okay, now that's it. That changes things, especially if it's Mega Altaria with Gardevoir, which I would assume it is, because that's the version that did get published quite a bit. And now let's figure out our prices. There's one Hoopa priced, there's one Fairy Drop priced, one Mega Turbo priced, and one Versus Seeker priced, and one Lysander priced. No, never mind, not one Lysander, one Stadium priced, and one Spirit Link priced. Okay, so those are our 6 prices. So nothing like too important, thankfully. With Hoopa, we're gonna find the double Gardevoir with a single Shaymin. And yeah, basically our goal will be to turn to Gardevoir, of course. I mean, that's always the goal. There's really no other strategy this deck actually performs. Our stadium, we want to find energy though. We want to find energy. Absolutely, we want to find energy, potentially to attach it to that Hawlucha to retreat. I'm not too scared of my opponent getting a crazy turn 1. And we do find an energy, but that's it. Wow. We do find energy, but that's it. No follow-up whatsoever here, unfortunately. So we're back to top decking. Not a great start for us. Could have been good if we had drawn something off of that Shaymin. Maybe I should have gone for a second Shaymin instead of the Gardevoir. I don't think so. But whatever. I mean, we have a lot of outs though. Like, we still have Trainer's Mail, we have Sycamores, we have Ents, we have Ultra Balls. So all of those can be useful cards. We do have a Berserker, like even an Energy would put us in a good situation, I believe. Even an Energy would put us in a good situation. So let's not go crazy over what's going on. Still no signs of Trubbish, which is obviously good. There's a Berserker for a Lysander. Huh. So that definitely hurts us. Definitely hurts us. Because now we rely on the 2 escape rope or 1 switch to retreat. And sorry, I'm very fidgety right now. I don't know why. But yeah. There's a Trubbish, which is also bad news for us. Trubbish is actually very bad news for us. Okay, but my opponent passes without attaching energy, without doing too much else. We're not gonna do anything either though. So I'm gonna hold on to this Lysander because we might eventually need to use it, but let's see who top decks out of this first. My opponent didn't attach energy, just like I didn't. He Mega Evolves into Mega Altaria. Mega Altaria could potentially be weak to Fairy. And he has a DCE, so the absolute perfect hand, well, not the absolute perfect hand, but pretty much a perfect hand to make sure he recovers from this position. Now, what I can do to deter him a little bit is Lysander up his own Hoopa. And I do hit a Trainer's Mail, so thank you. Okay. Do I want to Ultra Ball or do I want to Sycamore? I think I'm gonna go with the Sycamore. See, there's an escape rope, but no, actually I'm gonna go with the Ultra Ball because sure, it's less cards, but I'm better off thinning out my deck from abilities right now before Gardevoir gets online. And there's an argument to Lysander here, to Lysander the Hoopa, but I'm gonna hold on to that because maybe I will want to take a prize card off of that later on. And okay, great, so I do find energy. I don't, however, find so I guess I'll end. I don't find a way to retreat, and that's what I really need here. Why? 6 absolutely useless cards off of the end. Oh, I hate when this happens, and then this also makes me rethink my Sycamore next turn, simply because I'm gonna get rid of so many energy. So many energy. Now I'm gonna lose the Dragonite as well. Okay. The good thing here is the fact that my opponent doesn't have any energy in play. And no energy in the discard also means no Mega Turbo. So I'm okay with this for now. There's 2 Mega Turbos of mine already in my discard pile though. And it's my 2 Gardevoirs against his 3 Mega Altarias. But he chooses to attach to Mega Altaria on the bench, so he's not going to Sky Return once again, which is good news. I could also Lysander KO Gardevoir. That seems like a good play. I still have all 4 of my Berserkers. And there's the Flowstone, and I top deck another energy. Great, absolutely great, isn't it? Now I only have 1 energy left total in my deck, and I'm still incapable of hitting my switch or escape rope. Okay, there's a switch. Okay, thank you. So we're gonna get an easy 2 prizes here. And we also, those energy, I feel like those energy are gonna cost me later on. We can also find Gardevoir-EX. We also have a Verseeker for a KO on Garbodor to reactivate our abilities, which is nice. Definitely nice. Do I play the Ultra Balls? Not yet. Let's just Despair Ray and get rid of the Hoopa, definitely. And should I get rid of everything? Generally don't know. Because if he starts healing himself, yeah, if he heals 30 damage, okay, I'm only gonna discard those 2. And I get 2 prize cards here. A Mega Turbo, great, and a Fairy Drop, which can also be pretty good here as well. Because that means if he doesn't end me right now, I can make sure the Mega Altaria 2-hit KOs me. So we both have healing in a way. Replaces my Stadium but decides to discard his own Hoopa, which makes sense, and he has the end. Ugh, okay. So that was bad. That was a very not ideal turn. And we draw quite bad, honestly, off of that. We draw quite bad. All 4 Verseeker are still there. All 4 Verseeker are still in my deck. So I have good odds of hitting cards, I guess. There's a Verseeker for my opponent. Is it possible? Yeah, I was gonna say it's not possible he whiffed energy once again. And 130 damage is just enough where my Fairy Drop doesn't actually matter. I'm sure I get a replacement Mega Gardevoir, but then what? I have no follow-up here. And healing doesn't really matter. He heals 30 damage. So if I deal, okay, I deal 140 right now, or 130, he heals 30, and then I can deal 120 if I find an energy. That's a really big if. And presumably he's gonna have other types of healing as well. Maybe I should have used the escape rope. Maybe I should have used the escape rope to try and buy myself some time. Okay. He replaces the Stadium, which doesn't really make a difference. No end. Yeah, I didn't do anything. No reason to use end. And he did have Pokemon Center Lady, which I think would have been a better call here instead of the Sycamore. If he has Fairy Drop though. If he has Fairy Drop. Yeah, unless I top deck amazingly, I'm not going to win here. And he found the Fairy Drop. Wow. So things just not going our way, guys. Definitely just drawing too poorly. That Sycamore in the middle of the game absolutely made sure we were not going to have a chance. And because he did find the... yeah, I'm gonna concede here. because he did find the fairy drop, I can't KO this Mega Gardevoir pack. So that pretty much sealed the game right there. If he hadn't found the fairy drop, I think I would have had a chance, maybe, depending on what my prizes were, depending on what I top decked. I was lacking in energy, so I would have needed to eventually use a Brock as well. So yeah, it's like that N where I got the 3 energy and the 2 Sycamore, that was just disastrous. And I mean, it can happen. I think it's very rare and nothing you can do about it. That's gonna finish off the video, guys. I apologize for the scissor, but I will definitely count that as a win in my book. The first game was also a pretty dominant performance. And yeah, that will be all from me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like I mentioned, if you want to hear about a more in-depth analysis on the deck list, the link is just down below in the description, where you can see the Dallas Regionals analysis video, where I talk about Xander Pero's list and everything and what made it succeed in Dallas. And I will see you guys on Wednesday, where we are going to review Mega Mewtwo this time around. Thank you guys so much. Please leave a like on the video if you can. Check out ccgcastle.com if you want to buy any new cards or anything. They have some of the best prices online. And I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.